Well, it's Friday, so I figured I'd do another Fast Tech Friday where I do a quick review of technology that I really like. And today we're taking a look at the new in-ear wireless monitoring system from Donner. It's called the CV-3. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and whether you're on stage or you're just doing studio work, an in-ear monitoring system is actually really nice because in my studio even, it's small and I don't like to have, I like to have as few cables as possible, so I do a lot of wireless in here. So having some in-ear monitors like these, it's great to have them unwired so I can just move around without having to worry about it. I'll give you the specs and details on this and show you how they work in just a minute, but first I wanted to do an outdoor range test because when it comes to wireless in-ears, I'm like, well, how do you want to test this? Now I've tested this inside the house and it works great. I mean, I can go from room to room and still hear everything just perfectly fine, even through walls. But when you get outside, you've got a lot of other elements. You've got wind, you've got just a lot of elements that could interfere with it. Try to get a little bit creative with this because, yeah, I can tell you, yes, I can still hear it. Yes, I can still hear it as I'm walking along. But I just figured I'd hook this up to a little, well, you're going to see, it wasn't perfect because I was using a Insta360 on body camera, the little Go camera. You can't put a windscreen on those things, so it's a little bit windy, but you still get the point. I already filmed this outside, so let's go check it out. All right, well, I had to figure out a setup for this. So what I'm going to do is play music from my phone. This is something that I've written, and that is going to be going through the Spark Edge. And I've got this plugged into one of the outputs. And what I've done is turned off the output to the speaker. So all we're going to hear is this Bluetooth speaker that is plugged into the receiver. So should keep it pretty simple. Normally you'd have these plugged in. Of course, you'd have some in-ear headphones, which these are from Donner as well. But in this case, I want to be able to hear it, and I want you to be able to hear it and see if there's any dropout. So I've got this thing cranked all the way up, the speaker, and I've also got this on stereo, and I've got this cranked all the way up. I just want to make sure that we get the maximum volume out of it so that we can hear it all the way there, in real time. Now, here at the end of the pier, well, the end of the pier is much more than 150 feet, but where you see that barrier down there, that is 150 feet. They're doing some construction on this pier, so we'll just go with that. All right, so we'll just play this. Now, one thing I would like to point out is that I'm holding it like this because you would normally have this, on your belt or something like that. Your hand can block the signal, so let's turn this down. So yeah, your hand can block the signal, so that's why I'm holding it like this. Say that right now we're probably about 60 feet away. They claim 100 feet on this. Now you'll notice when my body is blocking the signal, that is going to affect that, so you got to keep that in mind. But if you have a direct line of sight, which your mixer would probably be off that way, you would probably not have any problems. So let's go ahead and do this. I'd say at about 100 feet right now. I'm holding this off to the side, and when I do this, you're going to get all kinds of artifacting, but when I hold it off to the side over here, no problem. Let's turn around. So yeah, you start getting some problems at 150 feet, but that's 150 feet. There we go. Sorry about all that wind. There's not much I could do about it. I live on the Outer Banks of North Carolina where it's always windy, and it might not look windy, but when you get out there, you're like, oh, okay, well, Insta360 camera, you can't really put a windscreen on it. I think that worked out pretty good. You could at least see that there was some artifacting if my body was turned and something was blocking it. Other than that, it never dropped out. That's one thing that's something to note. But depending on my distance and whether my body was blocking the transmitter or the receiver was actually behind that edge speaker, which I did that on purpose because you never know what might be blocking your receiver. I think it did pretty darn good. And I can tell you in practical use using this in my studio, if you were on a stage, I'm sure, you can hear very well and they have really crystal clear sound. They sound really great. So pretty happy about that. And when you start looking at in-ear monitor systems, they can be pretty expensive. This one comes in at about 140 bucks right now, so that's not too bad. So these have 192 kilohertz of professional audio sampling, and they do sound really good. Uses a 2.4 gigahertz wireless frequency band, and it automatically finds the clearest channel to minimize interference, so that's great. And again, they claim 100 feet of distance, and that is line of sight. These also give you the option to go mono or stereo, so monitoring vocals or instruments is really easy. I'll just tell you that you're only changing it from the actual receiver, and when you do, it takes a second for it to switch those channels, so you're not going to be doing that on the fly. As far as battery life on these, they claim 10 hours of battery use, and I haven't even approached that, so I've only charged them once. Probably used them about 4 or 5 hours total. They also come with a bunch of adapters, which I'll show you right now, so you can use it with pretty much any scenario. So first it comes in this nice little case. It's kind of a hard shell type thing, You got a little place for each one of these to go in there, just like that, and like this. Got a little strap to hold them in there, and up here you're going to find you've got a dual USB to single USB so that you can plug them both in at the same time to charge. You've also got adapters. This one will take you to XLR in case you need to use that, so this would plug into that. You got your XLR. Likewise, you have a full size to mini for the jack. So that pretty much has you covered. To turn these on, you're going to hold that button and this button. And this has already scanned and said that channel 1 is the best for this application. This one is also on channel 1. You can see it has 8 different channels. If you need to change the channel, you just hit that button and it'll cycle through the channels. And then you would have to do the same thing on here by changing the channel with that little button right there. But it automatically finds the best channel for you. On the display here, you can see you have a battery monitor. It says mono. You can also switch it to stereo, but you're going to be switching that with this right here on the actual receiver. And when you do, it takes a second for it to switch over. See, now it just switched over to stereo. Back to mono. So it's not instantaneous. You've got your volume right there, and it's not a, it's not, you really have to move that wheel, which is probably good because you don't want it to just get bumped a little bit and change your volume, so that's good. And if there was something coming through here right now, you would have the monitor levels showing right there. Pretty simple, and you've got a very nice sturdy metal clip on the back. The cases of them are zinc alloy because that is a nice, strong, and lightweight material, and that's on both of these. And on this piece, you do have a nice purchase on that to be able to pull it out of there, so you're not pulling on this to pull it out. You can just grab it like that and pull it out. So now the display does go dim on here to save batteries. If you hit that right there, it'll come back on so you can check it out. Most of the time, that's going to be behind you, hanging off your belt or your pocket or your strap or something anyways. And when you're all done, everything goes nicely in there. Close her up just like that. Zip it. And it even has a little finger hold right there. So there we go, the tiny little CV-3 all-metal construction. It's a great little device at a very good price. Like I say, take a look at some of the prices on the others and you'll see what I'm talking about. To me, Donner makes a really good product, and I like to pair them with their in-ear headphones that actually came with the Hush series guitars. Pretty happy about it. So if you've been looking for wireless in-ear monitors, don't want to break the bank, might want to check out the CV-3 from Donner. It's brand new. Thanks so much for your support here on the channel. If you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. Click both of those. You'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Hey, listen, have yourself a safe and fun Friday. And that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.